Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Dwarf Fortress. In this episode, we will be... Actually, I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll be playing more. I figured I would talk about all the kinds of food. Well, not all the kinds of food, all the kinds of food you can grow, like plants. I'm not going to bother with meat because it's pretty much all the same, but here we go. Okay, first food, I'm going to start with the underground things. The first one is the cave wheat, right? Cave wheat, it grows underground. Let's see, you can't eat it automatically. You have to mill it first, and I don't know, let's see, how long does it take? It takes 42 days to grow, and you can only plant it in summer or autumn. When you mill it, it becomes dwarven wheat flour, and if you brew it, it becomes dwarven beer. That's pretty much all it is. Let's see, plum helmets, everybody's favorite. Well, my favorite anyway. These take, I think, just like 21 days. Let's see how long it actually is. Yeah, it's 21 days. Okay. When you brew them, they become, dwarven wine. And you can just eat them raw. You don't even need to do anything. So it's very, very, very helpful. You can plant them in all seasons, which makes them even better, and they're a pretty good plant to plant. In case you are wondering what plants you should be planting. Oh yeah, my good miner just died because somebody just forgot to give him food. I'm gonna design the mine, and then we'll come back. Or the tomb. Yeah, that's the tomb. Made into sort of the blade of a sword, and then there's just a big room at the end. I know it's not the best, but it's what I felt like doing, so whatever. Anyway, back to plants. Okay, next is the dimple cup. This can also be grown all year round, and when you mill it, it becomes blue dye. I don't believe you can cook it. You can't eat it, and you can't make it into alcohol. All it's used for is, dyes, which is not especially great in my opinion. I don't ever use dyes because there's no practical purpose, but whatever. Next is pigtails. They grow in summer and autumn. You can make pigtail thread, from which you can just make cloth out of. And you can brew them into dwarven ale. That's pretty much it. What else is there? Next is query bushes. Let's see. These are good. You can not brew them. You can't eat them. And you can't cook them. What you have to do is process them into query bush leaves, and each stack will, or each plant in the stack will create 5 query bush leaves. So, yeah. And this makes them pretty good for food. Just not really at the beginning because they take a little bit to grow, and then it takes a little bit to work into into like edible food. Let's see what else. Oh, there's seeds which are called rock nuts. You can actually eat those, which is also good. You get rock nuts from processing the query bushes. And, well, pretty generally query bushes give you a ton of food, but it requires a lot of processing. The easiest food you can get is plum helmets. or underground food you can get as plum helmets. Because they grow so fast, you can grow them in any season, and you can eat them raw. Next easiest is probably like cave wheat, because you can just grow it, process, and then eat, and you can make everything you need with it. So you could just grow cave wheat, but I don't know whether or not that's really ideal. And the final underground plant is the sweet pod. I don't think we can get to above ground plants in this episode, so I'll do it later. But you can brew sweet pods into dwarven rum. You can't eat them raw. You can grow them in spring and summer, and you can grind them into dwarven sugar, or you can process them into dwarven syrup. Both items add a ton of value to any food item that you make. I don't know, I just remember one time I just made like a plum helmet roast, which is the lavish meal in the cooking place, but then there's some dwarven syrup in it, so it's worth like 4,000. So I was just like, well, that's great, I'll just keep on doing that. So yeah, they didn't have any sweet pod seeds, so I couldn't keep on doing it. I had to buy all my dwarven sugar and syrup from the caravans, but I still made tons of money. It was ridiculous. Anyway, so we're talking about food. Food types don't really matter. Like, they all feed you the same. I don't think there's any nutrition system or anything, except for the dwarves need alcohol. If they don't have alcohol, they work slower. Yeah, I'm just naming the migrant wave. I'm gonna make two haulers and then one engraver out of the entire group. Or out of every 3 dwarves, 2 haulers, 1 engraver. I mean, probably not gonna do engravers quite yet, because I don't need them. I just like them because it makes the place look nice. And, you know, it's not technically important, but I like it, so I do it. Anyway, back to food. See, alcohol types, they're pretty much the same. They all give you the same kind of, like, thirst quenching, I guess. Yeah, that's gonna be a crossbow dwarf. He actually already has a kill. Or 8 kills, I should say. I don't know what he was doing, but he has 8 kills. So, for food and alcohol, it doesn't really matter what kind you give them if your objective is only to feed them. But if you want them to be happy, then you should give them multiple kinds of food, because they do get bored with food after a little while. I mean, you do the same thing if you just ate like a loaf of bread every day, nothing new. But whatever, you can do that or you can not. I mean, I don't think they'll like throw tantrums if you don't give them new kinds of food, but it'll be easier for them to throw tantrums because they're not as happy. Let's see. You should grow different kinds of plants because will increase your variety in food, and you don't need as many seeds of the same kind of plant, because if you run out of seeds, you can't plant it anymore. So sure, that's good. And okay, on to cooking. Now, when you cook food, there's 3 options. You can either make an easy meal, which takes 2 ingredients, medium meal, I think it's called, which takes 3 ingredients, or a lavish meal, which takes 4 ingredients. They all give the same amount of experience, so if you're just going to train a cook, make easy meals, but if you're trying to like store up a bunch of food, make lavish meals, because they're the most efficient. I believe meals that are like larger than 15, you can't put them into a barrel, because they're just so big, so they have to just lie on the ground. But prepared food rots a lot slower than non-prepared food. It also rots a lot slower if you don't let vermin get to it, so make sure you have at least like 2 cats. Don't bring too many, because 1, there could be too many cats, and 2, you don't need that many cats, because they effortlessly just track down and kill every single one of them. There's like literally like hundreds of vermin like remains on the ground. Yeah, whatever. Also at the kitchen you can render fat, which is when you take the fat from an animal and you make it into tallow. You can't eat tallow, but you can cook tallow, which makes it, and you can make it into soap. Soap is good because it lets you clean your dwarves, and I believe also your floor and stuff. So soap can be good, but it can also be bad because there's a couple bugs with it. Last time I heard, I haven't used it because I don't really need it. And this guy's the first guy that's come with any experience in medical stuff. So I'm gonna use him as my chief medical dwarf because, seeing how well it went last time, I think I need to do a little bit better. This guy will be the furnace master. Anyway, back to rendering fat. Rendering fat does give your cook some experience. If you have lots of animals, you could just slaughter them all and have them render all the fat, and then just keep on going. I do like using tallow and things to cook. I don't make soap because I really don't need it. The only time I need it is when my dwarves get wounded, but I don't send them into battle that often. If we have overwhelming odds, then I'll send them in, but otherwise, I mean, I don't really do it, because there's no reason to. Yeah. I also slaughter all the animals, as you've probably seen, that are not the right kind. The right kind are either turkeys, cats, or, whatchamacallits? Turkeys, cats, or dogs, right? Because turkeys give me lots of eggs, which is good. Dogs give me protection once I train them into war dogs, and cats kill all the vermin. Anything else, I don't really need. I mean, I guess I could be milking cows for, milk, but I don't need milk. I don't want milk. I'm just great how I am. Whatever. So, for uploading, what I thought I'd do is I'd upload 2 Dwarf Fortress videos, because I have so many of them recorded, and then either Brighton Water or Shogun 2 video. Since I didn't upload a video yesterday being Friday and today being Saturday, I'm going to upload 3 videos today, which means you'll get 2 Dwarf Fortress videos and a Shogun 2 video, which I have already recorded. The battle on that I will play later, show you later. I already played it, I won, just letting you know. Because I forgot to record it during, so I just saved it as a replay, and then I'll just record that and talk to you while I'm doing that. Yeah. That's how it's going to go, and, yeah. Unfortunately, when the migrants bring animals along with them, you can't slaughter them, which is kind of annoying. But whatever. Yeah, I've got a lot of guys. Oh, not a lot, but I have 26, and that was a sizable migrant wave. I think there are like 11 guys in it. Which is pretty good, because now I can just have more people store stuff in stockpiles. Which, admittedly, I don't really need yet. I know, I always say I don't need it yet, but I will need it in the future. Because I will need it in the future. Oh, I did get the engravers this time. Because there's going to be more stuff to store in the future, and more places to store it in the future. If you don't bury dwarves in coffins or give them like a memorial slab, they'll rise up as a ghost, which can either be bad or annoying. Or bad and really annoying. Bad means that they start killing and pummeling your dwarves. Bad just means that they make them unhappy. And unhappy dwarves will kill every single fortress. Every time. That's always how fortresses really end. The invaders don't really get to them. It's the dwarves that get mad because the invaders came, which is kind of stupid, but it's how it works. So, and you can't really change that. Not really too much going on right now, but I am planting stuff in my other plot up there, the above ground plot, which I'll talk about those plants in the next video. So, yeah, I know where migrants are coming. See, this is gonna be the barracks up here. That's why I'm placing the beds up there. So because you to make a barracks, you either have to bed, a weapon rack, or an armor stand. All I have are beds, so I'll just use those. I don't actually need a barracks yet because all I'm training are Mark Dwarves, but you know, it doesn't really matter. Oh, never mind, I guess another guy did come. Oh no, this is just a guy that I missed earlier. So I'm making him into a person now. Okay. Well, I don't really have anything else to say for this video, so I'll just let you finish it in silence.